Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Podcast, and today we've got episode 9. Episode 9 is followed by a co-host today of James Douglas, my
Hello.
G, my boy. James is currently helping with the trailers, but he's jumped on today for a very special guest that's close to my heart. That is Ryker Gerrard. Ryker Gerrard is currently a long time of a friend. How long have you been friends for?
Fortnite days, weren't it?
Fortnite days?
Yeah, Luke and James introduced us on Fortnite on, I don't know what season, like, but we just remained friends ever since.
Yeah, I remember the skin that you had on.
What skin was that?
It was a black suit skin with a black helmet.
The Dark Knight one?
No,
I didn't
not
know
the
that
Dark Knight. Not the Dark Knight. I don't know.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Ryker's going to be on today. He's going to be talking about his past, how it's affected him, and I don't really want to go into it too much because we're going to leave that for the actual podcast.
We are.
Aren't we?
Watch it all.
Analytics. Right, so Ryker, first of all, lad, how are you? Because I haven't saw you for a long time.
I'm good, man. Getting better as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in Liverpool, seeing friends, family. The only thing I'm missing is Kate, you know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously me dog, like, but, you know, I'm going back on Tuesday.
Can we start on that then? Because
Go on.
for everyone who doesn't know, Ryker's left Liverpool pretty much this time last year, wasn't it?
End of September.
End of September, so a bit longer. Tell us, so why did you move? And where have you moved to? Let's start with.
I moved to Northern Ireland in a small little village, Larne, which your girlfriend's from.
She is. That's where Ashley's from.
And
Larne is just outside of Belfast, just to clarify that. So,
like an
if
hour
he-
train ride or
yeah,
something.
if he goes into Belfast, he's technically a walk.
Right.
Sorry.
Nah,
Kind of like when you go to the Whittle, but it's okay.
what's it? Yes, met this person online, Kate, and like we just clicked off instantly, and like we were speaking for months. Like we just spoke after my 22nd birthday, and no, 23rd. Sorry, my bad. And yeah, we just it's off like a house on fire, and like we got speaking more. Than in December, like she went like AWOL. She wanted space to herself. Like I respected it, and you know, like I kept checking in on her, stuff like that. Then like in middle or the end of January, she messaged me back saying like, "Oh yeah, can we carry on talking? Like I just needed space to get my head clear and stuff like that." So we carried on speaking, and then in May, went to go see it for the first time. You know, like bless, it's lovely, and like everything just hit off like continuously. And you know, I just thought, you know what? Why wait? I'm this age. I can do what I want. And I went over at the end of September, and we were happy. You know what I mean?
How long was the decision take for you to do? So from the moment that Kate said, "Do you want to move over to Larne?" So obviously you're going from Liverpool to Larne.
She didn't ask me. I wanted to.
Did you?
Yeah, I wanted to move on with my life because, like, in work, I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I was digging myself into a hole.
Yeah, 'cause you work mad hours. And
Yeah.
mad
I work
hours.
like 10 to like 7, 8 in the morning sometimes. 5 days a week, or 5 nights a week, should I say. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I just want to move on with my life. I don't want to keep doing the same job. Yeah, I'll obviously be abandoning my friends and family, but I'm only like half an hour flight away.
Yeah,
And
you
I'll
are
come
to be
back.
fair, yeah.
And I'll come back when I can. That's what I did, even though I came back like once every 6 months. But this time round, like I'm obviously gonna come back more often, like once a month after February. So
How did you find it settling on that? Because obviously,
you know what, right? I'm a quiet person, even though on the PlayStation come across as loud. But I like me peace and quiet. Like it brings me like
peace
peace within myself. Yeah,
And quiet.
and quiet. Yeah.
The only thing I hate about Larne's the fucking hills. Sorry for swearing, but I hate
fine.
them hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you've never been to Larne.
I've
The only
never
way to
been, no.
describe Larne is essentially like think of like going to the Lake District, like the amount of hills and all that. But there's also a town in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like Keswick.
Where?
Keswick.
Keswick.
Yeah, so when you go to Lake Windermere, I think it is, or sorry, Derwent Water, Keswick is about literally 2 minutes away over the road, and then it's just surrounded. It's a bit bigger than a town. I'd say like a couple thousand people live there, but sort of like that.
People just live here.
Just to go back on your point,
town.
which
It's a ghost.
I want to touch on, because obviously we know the type of questions and we know what we want to ask from this podcast, but do you not think it's weird that it's a different mentality for you to have such a strong position on wanting to advance your life where you are and move away from your home, essentially? Like that's a not just a small decision. I'm leaving my family.
It was a big step for me to take, and I'm glad I took it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the way, like when I went there, then after a few months, say after like Christmas, like I thought, you know what? Why can't it? Like I wanted to take yous with me. You know what I mean? I wanted to take my family with me. I wanted to take my friends. I wanted to take everything with me, but I couldn't. I had to go be my own person, and that's what I did. Like,
go on.
No, go on.
Well, I was going to say, because you moved out there with no job lined up.
No, I didn't. No,
did you?
No.
You didn't. Where I know, obviously, probably me and you, we like to plan a lot. So I know I wouldn't move anywhere without having something secure. Whereas you just you left.
I took the chance, and I'm glad that I took the chance.
So in terms of that, with people our age, then, because I know I'm very secure, and I wouldn't do anything without having something set up, and I know you're probably the same. But for people our age, then what would you say to them from your experience moving there and just taking the risk to just move out with a girl that you've known just under half a year, maybe?
Yeah.
Or so, what would be the advice there?
Well, if you love the person and you know your heart feels like that is the right choice to make that decision and to move forward with your life, like do think about it and obviously plan ahead. I made the mistake of not planning ahead, like, you know, with the job, money, stuff like that. But make sure, like, you know yourself, it's the right decision. Make sure that you know you've got you want a future with this said person, and if you just want to do it. Like, don't like wait, because like the opportunity might not arise at that specific point where you actually want to do it. Things could change, things could happen. If you want to do it, just do it. But make sure you know you got everything set out, which I came back in July, didn't I? A couple of months ago. And before I left again in October, I had a job lined up. I had money behind me, everything. I did it right this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you want to do something with your life, just do it.
How did you find the first part then of moving over there? Because you said you came back in July, went back in October.
Yeah.
Then you had money behind you and you done it right.
Yeah.
So when you first went from Liverpool to Larne, what was it actually like living there?
September last year.
Yeah.
It was blessed. I had a bit of money behind me, but I didn't have a job lined up, which was a major key part of my mistake.
Yeah.
Where like I was resting for a good couple of weeks. I was resting till just coming up to me birthday again, and I found a job like that, which was fair enough, but it was only temporary till after Christmas, and obviously that was a mistake. And then I got let go on Christmas Eve. Of all days, I got let go on Christmas Eve.
And that
put me in the rut for some reason. Like I kept thinking, like, am I going to have money for Christmas? Am I going to have this for Christmas? Am I able to get, you know, presents for everyone?
I think if you're thinking about that on the 24th, you've already fucked up.
Yeah.
I was thinking Christmas there.
No, I did.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's just, you know, one of them. Am I going to have bills to last? Am I going to have enough money for bills to last till the end of January?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a job quick here, you know. And plus, I was planning on coming back to Liverpool, which you did, for 10 days, just to see everyone again.
Well, you did end up actually getting a job, didn't you? But it was 2 hours away from where you lived.
Yeah. Next to the SSC, believe it or not, Premier Inn, Titanic Quarter, yeah. I liked it there, to be honest, but what's in my mental health just went.
Yeah. Before we go into that, then what was the job before it that you had?
Asda, cleaning, temporary.
Is that the one, the main one, main Asda online?
Yeah, by the waterfront and by Brooklyn Bay.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bay. Oh,
Yeah.
love Brooklyn Bay. But yeah,
Sorry, Larne boys, yeah.
yeah, it was nice. It was a good job. I just hated the part where I had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning just so I can get there for that 5.
I thought you were going to say I hate the part I had to get up and go. I like the way they go.
That too. I like the people there. They were sound.
Yeah.
It was like an hour commute there and an hour commute back, wasn't it? Which
we're in Belfast.
The second job that you had in,
Belfast,
in the hotel, yeah.
I had, it was like an hour and a half journey there, an hour and a half journey back. But on Sundays, the trains are not until like 10, 11 o'clock. So I finished at 7. And I had to wait there till like 10, 11 o'clock. And I want to get back to I want to get back to the house with Kate and the dog till about 12.
So from that then, because probably to people listening that doesn't sound drastic. Do you know what I mean?
But in a different country that you're not used to.
Exactly. So in a different country that you've moved to, you've just lost the job around Christmas time. You've then picked up this job which you're actually really qualified for.
Yeah. It was nights again as well.
So it's something that you're used to. What effect then with that hour and a half journey there and an hour and a half back as well, and as you said, not getting there till Sunday, what effect did that have from a relationship point of view?
I went spending as much time with Kate and the dog. Like I was going to sleep during the day, which wasn't healthy whatsoever for the relationship, that is. Like I was missing out on the day, I was missing out on what's happening. And like say if something happened, I got woken up and Kate needed me help, I'd wake up in a twat of a mood and I'd take my anger out on her, which she didn't deserve it at all. Yeah. Like it went like full on like, oh yeah, come here, let me give you the dig in the face.
Not physical, let's
go. No, it was just like mood swings. Yeah. And because of me being tired, like, you know, everyone's grumpy and tired, aren't they? And yeah, it's just, I was just a horrible bastard going back then when I was waking up and felt like I just weren't getting any sleep. I was getting like 5-6 hours a day. But like I made the effort of like getting up and having dinner with her before getting ready for work, spending like an hour or two with her before going to work and that. But I did genuinely feel bad for her because she felt like she was on her own, doing stuff around the house, doing stuff with the dog, and you know, just getting everything in for the house, like shopping. She's doing it on her own, which I did genuinely feel bad for, and that brought me down. So yeah, I did honestly feel bad for her, and that's why I left the job. I've got more reason behind that, but yeah, we will get into that eventually. So
it's mad, isn't it? Because like how much saying that went onto the relationship from the sides of things, but you were still doing your part, but even you still felt bad about it.
Yeah, no,
like, you made the jump, you made the leap, you moved from Liverpool to Larne.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You got a job, but you still felt wrong. You still felt bad about yourself, even though you were doing the right thing, even though it weren't perfect, but you still done everything.
Yeah, I was doing the best that I could, you know what I mean? Like, I was doing my best to support Kate financially, emotionally, and stuff like that. But there was a part of me that was telling me all the time, you're not doing enough. You need to do more. And like I was doing all that I could, and I kept telling myself, my head was bloody telling me that you're not doing enough, you're never going to be able to do enough. But like, yeah, it's just my mind's playing games on me at the time, and I'm thankful that like I'm able to say now, like, you know, I'm doing the best that I think I can do, and it is showing signs of like, yeah, you know what, Ryker, you're doing good there. And my mind's not telling me the complete opposite for once.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think that's like a proper good lesson. Like you've gone out there on a whim with no planning and it's still fucked up. Royally. Whereas we could go out there, plan to the teeth, and it will still fuck up.
Yeah, so it's guaranteed.
But that's what I mean. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Not in set in stone, really, is it?
Exactly. So it doesn't matter what you do and how much you want to plan, you know, moving country, changing jobs. At some point, it's still going to fuck
kept digging myself a hole as well. Like, I was making them holes for myself and jumping in them, which wasn't healthy for myself. But again, like, I'm just hoping that, like, I'm doing better since I moved back with Kate. And yeah, I'm just hoping that I could just continue to be better as a person as well as like a partner for her.
Essentially, you can just look at it as the first part of moving to Larne. That's just like your first trial run. You need to get your feet.
Yeah.
You need to find what's going on.
I was there for like nearly a year before I moved back. For like 2 months, 2-3 months was it?
I think it was
August, September. Like 2 months.
So, like I said, that was your trial run in a sense. Even if it was a year, it could have been 2 years, could have been a bit longer. But you've now went back and you know what you're expecting. You know what's expected of you. You know what you need to do. 100%. But you also know what you're expecting from the place itself. Because it's the job that you've got
currently
daytime now. Or
yeah. Good. Early morning till sometime in the afternoon. Yeah.
Well, better.
I'm proud to say, honestly, I'm in the care home cleaning toilets and like cleaning units, like the corridors, the bedrooms, whatnot. And you know what? 2-3 days a week, I've offered to do more because I actually like the job. And you know what? It's not even a half an hour walk. You know what? And it's not like an hour train ride. I can still see the dog. I can still see Kate. I could spend the night with Kate. You know what I mean? And then I've got time to go on the game or something. Yeah. When Marlo's sleeping, or like when Kate wants to get a bath and have time to herself. Like I've got that time for myself. I've got that time with Kate when we want a date night or just have a movie night or something. So yeah, it's better than Premier Inn anyway.
So I know what you're saying, like it's better than what it was before. But personally, for you, how does it feel for you inside? I want to know that.
A lot better. Like I feel like I'm doing more because I've got time to do more. That makes sense. It's all about time, I think, and like the effort that you put into the relationship. But yeah, it makes me feel better because like I feel like I'm doing the right things by spending time with Kate and doing things with the dog Marlo and like going out and doing things for myself as well, like going on walks or going to the shop and getting a Pepsi Max. You know what I'm like with Pepsi Max. So
to clarify that, we once spoke about, was this online when we were on Fortnite? It was 3 and Luke, and we were talking about zombie apocalypses because we're obsessed. We've always said that Ryker would sell us out. Oh no, he would let us die, wouldn't he? He would let us die. Or was it?
I'd sell yourself for the crate of Pepsi Max.
You'd sell us out, but I think it all kick-started with that you would cause a zombie horde to be running after us by wanting to get a Pepsi Max.
I think we were running from zombies or something, seeing like a can of Pepsi Max. I'd run to get it and get chased.
Yeah. To be honest, the way I am at the minute, I'd join you with that.
Yeah.
But relating to what you were saying before, I've been in the same, like the past couple of weeks with Ash. Like I found it hard since starting this, and obviously with it being a self-employed, I have to do, not everything, because obviously I've got the lads helping me out, which I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
But it's still got to put time into it. Then with doing the clients, with the online coaching, that's time consuming. Then I was back from work, and then we just got Vinny, the dog. And obviously it was a proper strain for me and Ash, like really was. And like I was having like some, not bad thoughts or whatever, but I was having like some moments where I thought, this isn't going to work out, this. Like I thought like we could go really south here. And obviously, but I went and saw, there's a woman in work, so we call it supervision sessions.
Yeah.
But she's a therapist. So we go in, we can talk to her, it's all free. No, that we just go for 15 minutes, an hour. And I just basically just put all out on her because I didn't know you could talk about personal stuff. So in my head I was like, yes. Yeah, free therapy. Yeah. And I had a chat with her about it. And it was really good. And the one thing that I came down to was that instead of trying to do bits of work every night, I just started setting myself days of work. Yeah. So now on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will do... Wednesday, Thursday, sorry. I will do work. Like, they are my nights. I will do work and sit down, do podcast stuff, do client stuff and all that. But on that Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, me and Ash. That's it. Don't have to think about work. I will. And I'll be itching to go and do work, so I feel like I have to do something. But no, that's my time. And I feel like since then, we've already been a lot better.
Yeah.
So
you made time to put effort in, and it's made the relationship a lot healthier.
Yeah.
I just think that's so respectable.
Yeah.
Like, from two different angles, you're dedicating 2 days a week, probably a bit more.
Three. He didn't listen, it was 3 days.
3 days a week to obviously escalate your relationship back to where you know it once probably was.
Yeah.
When you didn't have all of this going on. And even for you, do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, people probably watching and going, you know, you clean in a care home, not the most glamorous of jobs, but you're choosing that to pursue a better life for your relationship.
As well as for myself and as for Kate as well.
I think just from a perspective and a respectable point of view, you're choosing to have a life with someone over fame, riches, and everything else. You know what I mean? You're prioritizing, your priority in life is to have meaningful relationships, and you know, same with most people, but you don't care what you do to have that. You've chosen something that will enable you to obviously bring that to a good place. That's just so 100%. Respectable.
Yeah, because in a nutshell, you'd rather clean a shitty toilet than have a shitty relationship.
Literally.
Yeah, and like, mate, I couldn't do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, Ash, I'm sorry, I'm not touching that shit. Nice knowing you. I'm not cleaning that.
Do you know what? I think that's so true.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think we've spoke, me and you definitely for a good number of years now, in terms of people not wanting to make sacrifices to get to where they want to do. They take the comfortable route and they blame, you know, the cards that were dealt to them in life, and they go, well, I can't do this and I can't do that because I don't have enough time here, or I can't afford that, but then take 0 steps towards actually
that's a mistake I
that.
made when I was growing up.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I had this throughout university, and you know, I look back at some photos and go, I was overweight there, or you know, my stretch marks really started to come in there, and I wasn't doing this right now, and I just didn't have enough time to go to the gym properly because I'd go to work, I'd be in university, and I'd be like, I don't want to go to the gym. So where then about 2 years ago I chose the option, and still stuck to it, to just get up 2 hours earlier and go to the gym. So get up at 5 a.m, be in the gym for 6 and go before work. And it's making 2 hours of sleep as a sacrifice. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm told off by him for not having enough sleep. Yeah. But it's just a case of I'd rather sacrifice 2 hours to get it up, done, get on with the rest of my day, and not have a shit day affect me choosing to go to the gym or not. And I think a lot of people do that, don't they? In terms of, I can't afford this, or I can't afford that, or I can't get to here. And your story basically is, well, fuck all of that. I want to do this. So here's what I'm going to do. And you just moved.
Yeah, I dropped everything. And as horrible as it sounds, I did drop yous. And I didn't mean to.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah. I did drop yous, but not in the sense of like, oh yeah, I'm fucking off forever. See you later. I dropped you in the sense of I'm not going to be around as much.
It was pretty, I think I found out, was it a week before you were going?
Yeah, I did tease it beforehand, but you didn't believe me.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds...
Yeah.
But yeah, it was about a week before you left. I was like, I found out that someone I've known since year 7 is...
actually doing it.
Going to Ireland just off the whim, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then it was, you fully like convinced me, and the week before you were going.
Yeah. To be honest, the first word that came to mind, and I always remember it, when I got told, I think it was by you and Luke, that you were moving. First word that came to mind was just respect.
I appreciate that.
Like, I thought it was... Actually, for me personally, I didn't think it was a big decision to move out with Ash, but that's because I was already there 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Because we worked together, so I was already sleeping over and that. But the fact that you got up and moved, I was just like, fair play. Absolutely fair play.
No,
like, if I want to talk to him, I can text him. I can
I'm just on the phone.
Instagram, whatever. If we want to go and see each other.
That's it. Too many people, I think, you know, I say especially from Liverpool, because that's where we mostly see it. But people don't understand. You could still have the same relationships.
Yeah.
Regardless of what, like, you don't need to be going out every weekend, and you don't need to be seeing your so-called best friends to still be best friends.
No, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got a friend there who I barely speak to, but every time that we see each other and every time we meet up, maybe once every 6 to 7 months, to it's like it's never changed.
Yeah,
do you know
like
what I
you just
mean?
pick up where you left off.
That's it. And I think too many people nowadays are focused on, I've got to post you here, or, you know, we've got to be saying this and we've got to be talking every night to be best friends. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, no, that doesn't define what a relationship is, though, whether that's an actual relationship with someone else, or in terms of being romantically in a relationship, or a friendship. Like, you don't have to talk to someone every single day.
To be fair, though,
see you later.
Yeah, like, we're all in the same group chat, because obviously with the podcast.
Yeah.
But Derek on the car today, so we can come here, and I've been asking about his week. I haven't been speaking to him. But it's one, and we just pick up where we've left off.
To be fair, though, like, some people, like, prefer seeing someone now and then.
Yeah.
Apart from, like, having them long breaks and stuff like that. But I to be fair, I was the kind of person to be like, oh yeah, I do want to see, like, yous or like you, Luke, at least once a month or like once a week or something like that. And then, like, say if you got dry over the phone, I'd be like, oh yeah, have I done something?
Yeah,
like, can we meet up and just, like, see if we can fix things?
Yeah.
And it turns out I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's just your mind playing with you. But that's how some people prefer that. Like, if you don't see someone for a long time, and then the person that you're friends with is being funny with you, like, you think that they're being funny with you, and you just like, is it because I haven't seen you in a while or something like that? But
to be honest, though, we were always at that level of friendship where we could just say to them, well, what do we do?
yeah,
Like, what's up? Like,
big
just
ball
tell me.
next week, yeah.
Doing secret Santa
love a
and that,
big
Mike is bringing out like £100 present each for every person.
Who,
Santa.
who did you get for Secret Santa?
I got Taft, didn't I? And I got Yu-Gi-Oh things and a lizard mask.
Yeah.
I did go
There is a
overboard.
backstory behind that, but yeah.
I did go overboard with that.
What did we set? Like, it wasn't it like a £30 limit or
25.
Was it 25?
25, yeah.
Near 60.
I was going to say,
Because I remember I had Tom Kelly, and he got me a Gymshark oversized top when he was coming to the gym with me. And I went, I didn't know what size was. You remember the other week when I was wearing one of these? And I went, doesn't feel like it's fitting right on me, this. Like, if you used to get one of these, what size would you get? And I was like, I don't know, probably got a large or something like that. Or I don't know.
Smart man.
Yeah, and he was like, that's how I find out what size you are. I was like,
Smart
you're
man.
clever. I've still got that top to this day.
Smart man. No, it is true, man. I do agree, because you do get. I think we're fortunate because we've always had that group where we were very brutal in terms of our banter. To each other. There was some stuff said that I think if you were in just a normal friendship group, or someone looking on the outside, instantly. Like if Derek, for instance, was looking on it from the outside. Now Derek is pretty much the same as us, but if he was a perspective on the outside, he'd go, is this normal?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We were harsh to each other. We dug deep sometimes, and it did cause arguments.
Yeah,
I think we dug deep for the last laugh. Do you know? It was like, you've one up me, I need to one up you now, and I'm going to use something.
Yeah, we kept one upping each other.
You told me in confidence a week ago. The rest of the group don't know. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it would.
Can we just clarify that was mainly you?
Yeah, I'm just justifying why I got away with it. And do you know what? It was mainly us.
Yeah, his
main comeback was...
It was.
That's what your mum was saying last night. Oh, yeah. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Then I hit back about his mum. Or something like that.
I always just remember one day. So, one day, Derek, I woke up and I saw like all these messages, like notifications on Snapchat when I had it. And I opened it and they were all gone. And I was like, what the hell's happened? And it was just, looked like one of the lads, Luke, was just talking to himself. And I was thinking, why is he talking to himself? Like, he's having a full-on conversation here. So I messaged Luke and I was like, what's happened? Like, why are you talking to yourself in the chat? He went, oh yeah, James and Ryker have had like this big argument that's been going on all night. And they both left.
Yeah,
I was like, Fish.
But we planned that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
As a joke.
Yeah.
We knew we were getting out of hand and we knew that.
No, what it was, it actually happened, the group chat thing. We both left. And then the next day we messaged each other privately. And then we went on Fortnite. And then you joined. And then we were arguing at one point, then we just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
And then we went, oh yeah, we've been planning this since before.
Yeah, we knew we were getting too far with the banter, and we'd text on the side after, like, if there was a big kick-off or someone took it a certain way, to just be like, by the way, you do know I'm joking, yeah, just that. And I think that's what always stabilised it. But then we had the fun part of just saying, do you know what, we're going to take this overboard for everyone else and just make it seem a lot worse than it actually was. And I think like for 3 days we were pissing ourselves laughing for a good time, because like the group just didn't know what to do.
No,
it didn't know what
Luke
to
was
do.
just sitting there and sounds just like, are you done?
Yeah, but it was that, because for the first like 5-10 minutes, Luke pretty much was like throwing the oohs and ahs about like, oh, are you going to take that? Or, oh, he's just said this, you know what I mean? And then I think as time got on, and about 15-20 minutes later, and later, he was just like, oh no, shit, these are serious. Do you know what I mean? And he will always be a hardest person to convince, because he'll always just be on the edge and be like, nah, you're joking. Do you know what I mean? And eventually, after like 4 hours of arguing non-stop, I think we did convince him. He was like, yeah, these two hate each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, it was always like that. But I think that is important to spiral back to what we were saying in terms of having that friendship group, because you moved and not one of us changed, and not one of us went, well, why didn't you tell me a month ago, 2 months ago, so we could actually plan something?
I told you at the beginning.
Do you know what I mean?
You chose not to believe me because you thought like, oh yeah, he's just saying that. He said stuff before and didn't follow through with it.
I think just knowing you from year 7, it was so out of character for you to do.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like
pretty much.
Back in school, obviously you didn't go to school with us, but back in school he was pretty much play it safe. Quite
safe,
quite
3
quiet.
ambulance later.
Yeah, quite quiet, I'd say.
Yeah. I went
that's-
quiet. I was always in fucking trouble after year 8, year 9. So
To outside the friendship group, quite quiet in the year group. You know, you had like your top dogs in our year group who caused ruckus.
ruckus.
They were like the cock of the schools, kind of. You know, everyone
Weren't
knows
they in
us.
like fucking DBY and stuff like that though?
Something like that. Just for clarification, West Derby, we split our sides of the year into group between West and Derby. I know, very creative. but
DBY it's called.
yeah, DBY.
So it's WEST DBY.
yeah, so you were in like Form W.
Yeah.
You were in
Or
Form E.
I was in Form T, I think.
But because there was so many of us, I think, for our year group, and we were the first ones into our newly built school as well. We went in a week before everyone was due back in
And we had like a
September.
tour and everything.
So it was just to get used to everyone, to the layout of the new school and everything else. They split the timetables. So like, because we were on west side of the school, we would be in English, but then Derby would be in maths.
Yeah.
So it was
Do you get that?
very, very much like that.
So DBY had their own.
Can't say you do.
No, that makes no sense.
So what
So we are. Say you're in set 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Right. WEST had the same rota. So
Yeah.
you're in science set 2.
Yeah.
People from WEST were in that lesson.
Yeah.
But people in DBY wasn't. They were in a different subject.
They
Okay.
would have been in
either-
like PE, art,
yeah.
religious studies.
Yeah.
So the year group was split into. So I presume in St Francis,
Yeah.
all your year group did English at the same time, or did you
No.
guys have a split?
Split.
So that's what I'm saying. So what was for your year group to be split, and you were on one side of the year, and you had the others on the other side who did a different lesson at a
Did
different
they
point
do
in
like
time?
science, PE, maths?
Wasn't year 7 all the same? Because our groups was FRANCIS for Francis, wasn't it? So if you're an F, you was in top set. You were an S, you were in bottom set.
All right.
And then they changed. Yeah.
You go by the letters, not by like set 1, 2, or 3, or 4.
But that's where it changed. Because then we had band A and band B, and then it was like A1, B1. So then like you were like this.
Like A2,
So there'd be
B2.
so there'd be 2 top sets instead of 1 top set. So you'd have band A, band 2, A and 2. Well, 1 and 2 would both have top set in it. I think it was just to give more.
I feel like that's more
Kids
fucked
a
up than
chance.
what we're trying. Ours is more,
Yeah.
more simplistic.
Probably was.
We just had 2 sides of the year group that were called West and Derby.
Yeah.
When we did one lesson, the others did the other. Simple as
To
that.
be fair though, if we went to their school, it'd be a lot simpler. If they went to our school, it'd be a lot simpler for them.
Get off the fence, will you?
Yeah.
Nah, you know.
Up West Derby.
Get off the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you were saying though, because obviously you two went to school together.
Yeah.
Year 7 you were quiet, but then you said year 8, 9, 10. You were always in trouble.
After
Why?
year 8, I think, I don't know. I was just a loudmouth. I was like trying to be the class of the clown. I was always just like causing shit. Everything. And in the last 2 weeks of year 11, I was put in isolation for saying that's what she said to a female teacher.
What? You've never told me this.
Yeah,
You never told me this, even I went to the same school.
So the teacher said, like, we had a rough day in the classroom, and
Which
so
teacher?
coming up to the end of the
I don't
lesson,
know.
like, it was hard work, to be honest with you. And the teacher said,
You're saying it like you were the staff.
No. The teacher said, "Oh, that was hard that way in a class."
Yeah.
So I went to Luke Hands, of all people.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And like I whispered it, and Luke Hands went, "Oh no way! Oh my god!" And obviously the teacher caught wind of it and went, "Bob, what's up?
Yeah.
And he went, "Nah, miss, I can't tell you. He just said something there." And then I had to repeat myself, and she just told me to basically get out.
Oh, Luke,
And then she emailed fucking Miss Ranard, of all people. That's it.
She was our head teacher at the
Yeah.
time. Very, very, very strict.
To be
woman.
fair,
yeah. She would have been the equivalent, not the same level, but she would have been the equivalent of PC Riley. For us, we had Miss Riley. What was she?
PC Riley.
She was part of SLT, weren't she? The senior leadership team.
She was, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she
Senior
was high
leadership
up.
team.
But she had a bit of a presence, and like, so when she walked, you could hear these high heels going, but she had like this like a little waddle walk.
Yeah.
She weren't fat or anything like that, so she went like boom, like it was probably like coming at you, this
knew
bob
she
and
was
all that,
coming.
but she was like a busy, so we called her PC Riley, and she was just always on you.
damn.
Can I ask what teacher was it?
I don't know. It was substitute teacher.
Come on,
No, yeah, it
She
doesn't
weren't
count
there
then.
long.
I was gonna say
She
you.
went-
Doesn't count.
She went. Nah, she weren't there long. When she started, and she took us on at the side. There was only like a few people,
Yeah.
few peoples, and yeah. She emailed Miss Ranard, and I was already in trouble, and I was on my last warning with Miss Ranard
Yeah.
because of past stuff. And yeah, she just said, "Nah, you're not going anywhere near classes until you finish." And I was like, "Right, okay then." Then on the last day where like you sign your shirt and stuff like that on Leavers Day,
No.
she let me out.
Oh, I thought she was gonna keep you in.
No,
Oh, that
no, we
was
had
harsh.
we had like a big school assembly,
Yeah,
like full on 2-hour presentation from the teachers and all sorts. So
yeah.
be very harsh if she she kept them in.
Nah, to be fair, I think she let me out because like during them 2 weeks of isolation, I came in every day.
Why was you not coming in before it?
I'll get into that later. No, I came in every day, on time, everything. And then I think she just looked at me and went, "You know what, you being coming in, normally every kid either just stays off if they're going to be put straight in isolation." So yeah, just go out, have fun. And I asked her to sign my shirt, she put a love heart on it. And I'm like, "You're weird." I thought you fucking hated me.
Yeah, no.
To be honest, it's the teachers that you think that hate you are the ones that are actually the hardest.
Oh, 100%. But I find that mad from your point of view because you weren't a dickhead in school. You weren't.
Depends who I was talking to.
But you weren't. Obviously, that story comes across as if you were disrespectful all the time, but you weren't. Do you know what I mean?
No.
From what I seen anyway, you
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah, what was your perspective of Ryker? Like, how did you see him through your eyes in school?
It's because either fuck up the relationship or no. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
it's in the past. Go on.
What I'd say is we were in most sets for most things, and you had kind of like your tier list of people by popularity
Okay.
in school.
I went the most popular.
I was going to say I'd put you towards the bottom tier, and you were just this lad who turned up, had a laugh, was bullied from time to time,
I was.
and then that was kind of it. I had no inclination of getting to know you properly, obviously, until after it was around sixth form time. But he was just someone who was just there, cracked up a little bit, didn't really take it serious, was bullied from time to time, and that was it really. That's all I knew of you
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, we were in the same art, PE, and RE when we were doing
Yeah.
RE.
Yeah, it was weird back then because you were like, even if you were like, you know, the best sports kid, but you were in set 2 art, you'd be in set 2 PE.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
RE, art, and PE were all connected.
Yeah.
So if you drop in art, you got PE and RE holding you up. But if you fail until you go down.
It was very weird, but
Yeah.
that was my inclination of you, which is why that story doesn't surprise me as much, but why I'm interested to know a bit more, because you didn't strike me as the type to be, you know, I am the class clown from day one. I'm just going to piss about for the next 5 years in school.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't like that.
No, I wasn't. No, I only sparked up after like year 8. Like at the start of year 8, I only sparked up because like stuff happened with myself, and I just couldn't be asked.
Yeah, so I was going to say, because everything seems to come back to year 8.
Yeah,
Of like where everything kicked off.
yeah. Yeah, it's the lost thing that we spoke about, you know, on the text. What's it? So I got in contact with my father just as year 7 ended, and got in contact in May, and then we planned to see each other in June. So obviously I seen him and met up with him after God knows how long, and I met me 2 half sisters as well. Then we spent a good chunk of the summer together. I seen them twice a week for the summer. And when school started, I showed my father my school report from year 7, and he just had a look of like what I, from my perspective, discussed, because it weren't the best school report, whereas my two sisters got really good school reports. So I decided to put my head down in school, and you know, obviously make him proud when by the end of the year comes. So in winter normally I get sick. Like when I was a kid, I had bad asthma, and I was throwing up a lot. I was getting the flu near enough every week. So I didn't see my father or my 2 sisters for a good couple of weeks. For talking from say the end of September to the middle of November, which is just after my birthday. So I went up on my 14th. On your 14 in year 8, yeah? Or 13?
No, 14.
14's 9, isn't it?
Year 9.
Yeah, alright then. So I was like 13 then. And so I went up, and my dad was just cold. Like, just cold with me. He weren't saying a word. Nothing. But I kept trying to talk to him, but he was on his computer in the kitchen, and he was just giving me cold answers. We weren't trying to communicate with me or not, and he couldn't even look at me for some reason. Then I went to see me littlest sister in the living room. She was happy as days to see me. She was only like 5, 6 at the time. So I'm like seeing her, spent time with her. Then I went up to see my other sister. She was like 9, 10 at the time. Went up to see her. Like, she was lying in bed watching Tracy Beaker, I think. I can't
Top tier
remember.
show, by the way.
Yeah, story of Tracy Beaker. Yeah, so I went up to see her. She was startled, and she was shocked, and she got up and like threw the quilt at me, the pillows, telling me to get out, like saying like, just get out, leave me alone, blah blah blah. So my dad rushed up, went in the room, pushed me to the side. Then me little sister came run up the stairs saying, what's happened? So I was saying, yeah, just go in your room, he'll be fine in a second, thinking, oh yeah, it's just I only shocked her, I didn't mean to. Fair enough. Then my dad came out and just basically told me to fuck off and never come back again, because you don't want me here. So obviously tears rolling down my eyes. I was only a kid, I didn't know what I did wrong. Then I left the house, walked up the road, and I had tears bursting out my eyes. I couldn't even walk properly. So I was standing at the top of the street for like 5-10 minutes thinking, fucking hell, what have I done? What do I do? And then I tried to ring my mum, answer phone, messaged her on Facebook, and then she got back to me a couple of minutes later saying, no, just come home. Like, then when I got home, she was like, I warned you about this, didn't I? I was like, I don't need that. Why warn me? You know what I mean? And yeah, it's affected me ever since. Like, I kept thinking I should have done more as a kid. I should have done more, and like I kept thinking to myself, fucking hell, I've been missing on, you know, me sister's lives here, and I can't go back, because what's my dad gonna do next? Is he gonna punch me head in or something? Or like, yeah. So that affected me for years, and the fact that I didn't. The way I think about it now, looking back, is I should have went back up. Like, I should have made an effort for my sisters. Yeah. But I didn't. I was scared. I was petrified, and my dad abandoned me again. And the way I see it now, I've got like an abandonment issue or something. Like, I was turning around to Kate the other day saying, are you going to leave me one day? Like, I was near crying talking to her saying, are you going to leave me one day if I don't do enough or like put as much effort into the relationship? She was like, no. I appreciate what you're doing currently, Ryker, so you just need to keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, it's one of them. But ever since like that happened, I was just a twat in school. I was causing trouble. I was being the class clown. I weren't doing as much work. I was getting low grades and everything. I was getting pushed down in sets, everything, and then I fell into a pit of depression with myself as a kid.
Because that sounds like, because obviously I work with a lot of kids and all that, so I work with a lot of mental health at the minute, because it's a special needs school. So we have to look at like the whole aspect of what's going on with the kid, why and stuff. What it sounds like there is that because you had such a big abandonment issue, and like this is not to label you in any way, but this is what it just sounds like from my end. It sounds like in school you had to act out in any way, form of attention to get positive impact. I mean, positive attention towards yourself.
Yeah.
That you wanted anything because you weren't getting it from your dad, and because you had that big push away, that you started acting up in school because there weren't really many consequences, stuff like that. You're a kid, you might get a detention or whatever, but it was your time to, in a sense, let's get as much as I can. Like, tell me if I'm wrong or whatever, or if that's not right, but that's what it sounds like. It went from there, and then I'm guessing because you never had that father figure to put you back in line, it spiraled, and you just carried on.
In a sense, yeah. But when I was like a kid, going back way before school and way before that situation happened, my brother Corey, he was basically like my father figure in my life. I always looked up to him, and like he gave me guidance through life, and he was the person that taught me to walk at 11 months old. I was a quick learner.
Yeah.
He helped me when I needed to. He still does to this day. I still look up to him, to be fair. My brother Alan's Alan at the end of the day, you know. God bless him.
I just feel like anyone called Alan, that's the way to sum them up, isn't it? Just Alan's Alan. Alan's Alan.
Alan's Alan. He's harmless. You know what I mean? Yeah. I look up to him as well if I need anything. But yeah, Corey, as you said, I haven't had that father figure. I had him. You know what I mean? And then when my dad came into the picture again, sadly, yeah, I looked at him for guidance and he pushed me away, but Corey never pushed me away. And it was only recently till I like looked at it in that perspective. Corey never pushed me away. Neither did my mum in all aspects. Either did Alan. I only needed them. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. So yeah. Plus, I was a twat at the house as well. I got grounded for 2 years at one point.
You got grounded for 2 years?
Something like a year, 2 years, yeah.
Between a year and 2 years, that's a big difference. So we need to clarify that part.
365 days difference.
I can't remember. It started off as a month. Then every time I was a twat or like saying or doing bad things, got extended.
And by a month?
No, by like 2 weeks.
So just carried on and carried on and carried on.
Yeah, I was a fucking twat.
What, if you don't mind me, what?
It was like.
Can you go into that? What?
Yeah, it was like talking back to my mum or something like that.
Oh.
And with me having a mouth,
Yeah,
I spoke back.
yeah. I was gonna say.
I was just a really unhappy kid because of what happened with my father, and like with what happened to my father, I had obviously girlfriends and stuff like that. They didn't work out because I had fucking issues with stuff, and I developed anger issues as well. I couldn't control my anger because I felt like all the pain that my father caused me, I needed to let it out somehow, and it just kept building and building and building, and I couldn't control it. So
for people watching or listening, depending on what platform you're on, for people who've been in a similar situation and have, you know, it doesn't always have to be for a father figure, but people who have distant relationships with their parents, for instance, what lesson would you say from your own experience has helped you kind of move forward and get past that? Because from what you've just said over the last 10 minutes, half the stuff I didn't even know, and I've known you for that long.
Yeah, I never wanted to dive into it, to be honest.
That's what I mean. So for people who are experiencing that or have experienced that, what would you advise them on in terms of either mending that relationship or how to cope with having those circumstances happen?
What, like your dad abandoning you and stuff like that?
Yeah, just a parental, miss.
Obviously,
how did you deal with it, and how would you?
I still haven't.
Yeah.
I still haven't. I've still got the issue at the back of my mind.
Instead of how did you deal with it, how did you cope day to day?
How do I cope day to day?
How
Just
did you
having
back then?
Just
survival?
having someone around me, like Kate, or when I was a kid, I had my mum around me, didn't I? I had my brothers, and like obviously when I was a fucking cunt, I had girls around me as well. Like I had company. Company's the best distraction, obviously. And I think games is a major part in that. Games took me to another planet.
But that's what it does. It puts you in a whole another world.
Yeah,
you become
it-
someone else because you're playing a character.
Yeah. Like games put me in a different world, and it takes like the pain. It slips it away, and then when I turn the console off, it like inserts it back in.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, but obviously the way I coped was obviously having people around me.
yeah.
And obviously gaming and stuff like that. Gaming still does help me to this day. Spider-Man 2, by the way. Oh my god. Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah. It's the games just help me feel numb for a bit. It takes the pain away. It gives me a drive for the sense. You know what I mean? It's
I don't
just to
think
keep going.
games make you feel numb.
No,
I
it
think
takes the pain away. That's what I'm
Do
saying.
you think it's like an escapism?
Yeah, it's an escape.
It gives you another form of love, in my eyes, because you love games, don't you? Like, I'm not just saying about you, I'm saying about most people in general. Like, you play different games, but especially for lads, because it's mainly a male thing that we do.
Yeah.
Obviously, loads of girls do play it, but it's another form of love that you love going there. You love spending time on it. You love going into that world, like Spider-Man. You love being Spider-Man in that world, even though it's not real.
Yeah.
But you get so sucked into it. Like when I played The Last of Us, and when things happen, and I cry off it because I'm so invested into it. But it's a game. I can just turn it off and back. Oh, gone.
100%, I agree. And you know what? Most people who don't game, or most partners who don't also game in a relationship, find that hard to see that. It also is, as you said, your coping mechanism is having people around there.
Yeah.
Well, stuff like Spider-Man and The Last of Us are all solo player games.
Yeah. But
just the
multiplayer games really helped
Not
as well.
even multiplayer, but just the ability to sit in an online party with your friends in different houses or different countries, in fact, and just relax
And vibe.
and
basically.
just you are in that escape. Then you could be playing Spider-Man, you could play in The Last of Us, and I could be playing Call of Duty, for instance.
Yeah.
Despite being on different games and doing different things
you're
at
just
that
there
exact
talking,
moment,
aren't
you're
you?
just there.
Talking.
Do you know, and I couldn't agree more in terms of that being an escape, especially nowadays. Like, it just going on a game isn't like I just want to get away from your partner or your parents or anything that's going on in the house. It is just I want to
It's a
mentally
stress
switch
relief.
off
Yeah.
from what's going on and outside, and I know I enjoy this game, so I'm just gonna enjoy the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And so
Weird. Like, you helped me when like I was in a mood, when going on Fortnite. I went on in a mood, came off, laughing.
still in a mood with Fortnite.
I was going to say, like, you on Fortnite, you two together on Fortnite, but you on Fortnite. The only thing I always remember, I have to move away from the microphone for this, but it's like, James! That'll live on forever.
The funniest memory I have of James on Fortnite is he pushed Haunted Hills, the castle on the top, and he told me to go somewhere else. So I went somewhere else. I went, James, where are you? I went down and I went, I just shouted at him saying, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? I thought you were coming here. And he went, no, I'm just fighting. And I was so pissed off with him at that time. Plus, on Apex Legends, I got him back one time. I stole a backpack off him.
Mate, you do you know this story?
I don't think so.
No, it was
Purple
me.
backpack.
Nah.
It was me, you, Luke, weren't it?
Yeah, but it went on for months and months and months, and
Yeah.
it was worse than any of the arguing we did in the group chat or anything. Essentially, when we were online, myself, Ryker, and one of our friends at the time, Luke Roberts, we used to love Apex Legends and used to carry your stuff. So you used to get different versions of backpacks, which allowed you to hold different items.
Oh,
So
like,
that you could hold
a
more
larger
items.
variety of
Yeah,
items.
you could hold more items with the better level backpack that you had. So it went like, you know, the top two were purple and gold.
Yeah.
And we just landed at this spot. Him and Luke got downed and I ended up wiping the team.
Yeah.
I was resin him and Luke. I rezzed him first because he got down
I
first.
can see where this was going.
I then went and got Luke, and the loot when you killed a player, it used to just be stored in like their chest.
Yeah.
That just dropped. And by the time I'd rezzed Luke, and I literally specifically said, leave that one over there because it was purple and I knew it had a purple backpack in. This motherfucker went over straight away after 0.2 seconds of being revived and went and stole a purple backpack. It caused mayhem because I was like, Ryker, where's that purple backpack gone? Because I knew Luke hadn't taken it because he was the last one to be revived. He was like, what purple backpack?
Yeah, I don't
what
have it.
purple backpack?
Yeah.
I don't have it. And it might sound, to obviously people listening or watching, it might sound so minuscule, but for months and months, he kept up with the same story. Of,
Yeah, I kept an eye
I
on it.
didn't take it.
Yeah,
I
kept
didn't
an
do
eye.
this. What you? He created a full story of like where it was on the map or where it was. But yeah, I did see it, but I didn't take that. You know, it could have for months on end. It went on, and any time that we went onto that game, it was just a reminder, and it was just constantly going. He wouldn't admit it, even though me and Luke both knew that he took it.
Yeah.
He just and it was infuriating that he just wouldn't admit it. And then it eventually come out like what after like 6 to 7 months, and he was like, "Yeah, by the way, I did take that." And that infuriated me more because like that's the only reaction I get after months of just you telling me, "Nah, I've not." It was just it wound me up to
Yeah, that always reminds me of Fortnite. Obviously, we played a lot of Fortnite together, so anyone thinks
Yeah.
we were weird back in the day, we were.
It's still weird now.
Yeah. But it was always like you killed someone and all of a sudden Riker's just running all over the loot.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Bro,
Riker, where's that gold scar gun that I've just killed? He's like, don't know. Like that, and all of a
No,
sudden you get into
honestly.
a fight and Riker's like, that would a scar.
honestly, it made me appreciate being just good at games with natural like loot and guns because he'd take all the best weapons and
Yeah.
just still get downed, and you'd be sat there with a grey AR popping off going, well yeah, you can have the scar because I don't bloody need it, do I?
Yeah.
But it was a very competitive nature in gaming.
It was.
I
It's
think
what made it fun, I think.
Yeah,
Having
definitely.
that kind of banter and like making up them kind of stories about a purple backpack or a gold scar. So
no, 100%. I think gaming as much as it can be an escapism, it is also a way of just dealing with what's going on as well.
yeah, it's a way to distract yourself.
Because
from
we
your
could,
mind.
we could be, I think the longest we've ever been in an online party for was around 14 to 16 hours, like
Yeah, basically all
COVID
day.
times. Like when
Yeah.
we were all in COVID, and that's when like we kind of all really did solidify.
Yeah,
A
we
lot
were
of
close
stuff.
during COVID. with
Yeah,
gaming.
we would load up at maybe 8 a.m, 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
We'd all get off at the same time and go and have food, go and just relax for an hour, and then still be in the party, and then just come back. And it would just be that whole cycle of just, despite we're locked down in our houses, and despite some people's mental health being shite,
Yeah.
we still had somewhere to just go. Do you know
But
what I
that
mean?
nothing changed though, like in terms of the circumstances. COVID happened, yeah, but we still had to be home. We still had to game from our houses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for us, nothing really changed. But
No,
we just
no,
jumped
not
on
really. We
more.
just-
We
because
did more.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
We had more time to do it.
Yeah.
And we had more time to just, farm and play games or whatever.
Mm.
COVID was peak for gaming, I've got to say
yeah.
that. But
Like I'll never want COVID to ever happen again. I'm just
No,
going to clarify
no,
that
no,
first.
no.
But if something was the world to stop, just for a bit, a month, 2 months, I'd love that. Just so I can just sit there. No, don't have to go to work. I can game.
Yeah.
I can complete God of War Ragnarok again.
Yeah.
100% Spider-Man. Actually, no, do it in January because that's when Last of Us 2 Remastered comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've seen that?
Yeah, I am.
No,
I'll
I'm
be
sure
for that.
Into-
We have to pay a tenner for that, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that all it is? Yeah.
No, if you got The Last of Us,
$10.
So compared to the one, it's like £8. £8.
So if you've got Last of Us Part 2 on either PS4 or PS5, you can get the remastered version for the tenner.
And you get loads of stuff. You get new game modes, you get new skins.
You get lost missions.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you play as Tommy, honestly.
I know, I thought that.
Yeah.
Just to obviously spiral back, because we will just end up sitting here hours
talking about games.
Yeah.
Talking about, it's now no longer a mental health podcast or whatever we want it to be. It's just
as long as we relate it now and then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What would you say then for your, obviously you said gaming is your coping mechanism, especially obviously in terms of your dad, but what else did it allow you to escape from?
What, gaming?
Yeah.
Just the stress and just...
It was an anger release in a good way for you.
Yeah, it was anger release in a way as well. Like, I was loud sometimes on the game, and I... Like, that time...
Even when your mum was in bed, I remember sometimes.
I used to hear it, and you're Ryker!
Yeah.
Shut up!
Yeah. Like, when you were making YouTube videos on Modern Warfare, I once screamed at a kid, didn't I, saying, use the chopper gun or something, I was screaming like,
I actually remember that. I had to make the camera shake. And clean in my head.
Like, I was screaming that bad. The next door neighbour actually knocked and went, what the hell was that sound? It sounded like someone getting murdered. And then my mum was like, oh, no, it's just me son upstairs playing games. And obviously, yeah. And then I came down and went, sorry about that. And my brother Alan and my mum were pissing themselves, laughing, saying, what the fuck are you playing? Yeah. So...
Minecraft.
That's another one I hid stuff from him.
It's like... It was easy to get that escape, wasn't it? You go upstairs, go to your PlayStation.
Yeah.
But the overall circumstances, was it hard? Even when you went onto the game, going through day-to-day life and stuff like that?
Sometimes I had good and bad days.
Yeah.
Like, stuff got to me more on bad days. Like, coming up to the year anniversary of when it happened or when something else happened.
Do you still remember that date?
From what me...
Me dad?
Yeah, just after my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that have I know we just asked a question, I'm asking another question, but just while it's still fresh in my head. Does that affect your birthday more?
It did.
It did?
Not anymore.
Thankfully. How come?
I feel like I've moved past it, but I don't think at the same time that I have. It still has a grip on me, and I can't let it go. Like, it's some part of me can't let it go, but like the hatred and the anger that I feel towards my dad, I haven't let it go. The things that I think about my sisters, I haven't let it go. But like the whole pain it caused me, I've let that go. It's just like I've let some things go. I haven't let some things go.
Thank you.
Fly.
But yeah, sometimes I think about it and just think like, if I see him one time, I'm just gonna, explode on him and give him a mouthful and probably hit him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think if I see him as well, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to walk past him, and he probably wouldn't recognise me because he hasn't seen me in that long.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I do have some kind of hatred and anger towards him. But the pain that he caused me, I have let it go. But there's some aspects that I haven't let go, and obviously that I can't let go because it's like trauma to me as well. So...
I don't think you ever will let it go. She's always going to remember it. That was a big factor of your life.
Yeah,
big age for it as well.
The whole like tipping point for me, and I believe in something called balance as well, like balance of life and stuff like that. And at a point, I felt like my life weren't in balance.
Yeah,
I still feel like that it's not in balance currently as well, but yeah, I'm just hoping like I keep moving forward currently on the right track, and hopefully get my life balanced in order again.
Sorry, in terms of balance, I think you're going to ask the exact same thing.
What does balance look like to you?
Yeah. So you say balance, what does that mean? Because obviously I get once you take away one side and the other one. What do you mean by
it's
balance?
Like being happy and just like being, normal.
Content.
Yeah, like pain free and stuff like that, then my life's in balance. But I've still got pain. Obviously, the happiness is going to get outweighed, isn't it, by all the anger and the pain and stuff like that, and the trauma. And if I can't let things go, obviously, it's only going to get heavier. It's so, like, obviously, I'm happy with with where I am currently. Obviously, I'm happy with Kate. I'm happy with Marlo, the dog, even though she's anyway. Obviously, I'm still holding on to past things, and obviously that's weighing it down, and it's outweighing the happiness that I've currently got. And I'm trying my best currently to think about them things and not feel hurt by it, and not be like, oh God, I'm going to let this affect my day.
Yeah.
I'm still in that mindset of just trying to not let it affect me so I can get my life back in balance.
If you just talk away everything that's happened in the past for a minute and just focus on current day right now, what else would you add to your life that would make it better? Everyone's going to go money or whatever. Everyone would go like these.
Obviously, money.
What would actually make you happy right now that you don't have?
That I don't have.
That you don't have.
Pain free. I wish I was pain free.
But I'm saying let's just forget about all the stuff in the past.
Oh, right.
I'm going to come into something.
Okay. None.
No? Okay.
No.
So you wouldn't add anything right now to your life?
Oh, maybe an Aldi, like.
Have you passed your driver's test?
Fuck no.
There's no point having that then. Get a Lego version.
Am I got like a little remote control version now?
So you wouldn't add anything to your life right now that could make you happier.
No.
But the past is currently weighing it down because of the pain that's caused. Analogy I always loved hearing was on a video of some fella, I think he was like a rapper or something. He said he went to his therapist and he was talking about the pain of his life and all of that. She said to him, you've got to look at life like it's a heart rate monitor. No one hospitals, up, down, up, down. Yeah. He went, if you was just at a steady line like that, you're dead. But you've got to have them ups and you've got to have them downs. And at the minute, it sounds like you're having a lot of ups and you've had a lot of downs in the past. But you've got to have all these downs to appreciate the ups. So everything that's happened bad in your life, it might be weighing you down a little bit.
But it's bringing me right
but it's made you the person that you are today. It's put you in a position that you've got Kate and you've made Marlo and I think in a sense you should be happy or grateful that all that's happened to you, because I think if you didn't have all that happen to you, you never would have moved to Larne. You never would have that courage to do it, because you think, fuck all this, I'm going to get a better life.
No, 100%. Like the way I see things, right, and obviously I watch podcasts and stuff like that, like yourself. And where did you get that line about the heart thing from?
It was just, I think it was either on like a TikTok or Insta. It was on some sort of social media.
I got this quote from like TikTok or something as well, and like it says, like, you know, even though, you know, stuff's happened in the past and you look at yourself today, like you wouldn't be here, that's why you're still burning. You've got a lot more to burn within yourself. Like you've got to keep going, and you know you can. You just got to let it burn a lot more within yourself. So I keep saying to myself, I'm still burning. Like I've got a lot more to go. I've got a lot more energy. I've got a lot more fumes to go. I can take on the world. You know what I mean? Even though I can't, I'll get knocked out. So, no, but like emotionally, I feel like I'm a lot stronger because of what happened in the past. I can take on a lot more. I can obviously take a joke. I couldn't take a joke back then, could I? In all fairness, no.
Is this when I knew you or further back?
No, when
probably a bit of both.
Bit of both, yeah. I could not take a joke out of it. Like anything that James said about my dad, I was always like, oh fuck off.
Yeah, I had to turn my phone off when that happened. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Airplane mode.
Yeah, but like I keep looking at myself today and just seeing, like, you know, I'm burning still. And so yeah, it's just I just keep moving forward by that quote. So
I think that is true, because we're all dealt different cards, obviously,
in life.
Obviously, you know, if we were to compare myself and you, you know, I've never been through what you've been through with parents splitting or any of that. I've never dealt with it, and I've never lost anyone in terms of loved ones. I've never been to a funeral of a loved one. So for you, it's always going to be a lot different. For you, it's going to always be a lot different. But that is true to its nature, that everyone has got so much more to give. You know, I kind of related to what you taught me in the gym. You know, and again, I've seen it, and I'm pretty sure it may have been Sylvester Stallone, or it may have been some other big gym head. But you get to a point with your reps where you don't think you can give any more. But when you've got a spotter there, or when you've got someone else there, they're constantly going, one more. Do you know what I mean? One more, two more, three more. And even though it's like that burning sensation of going, I've got nothing less. You've got someone there to just keep going. You've got one more rep.
You've got one more in you.
Do you know what I mean? You have one more. I think it was related over the video. It was related over to Andrew Garfield in Hacksaw Ridge when he was on top saying, one more, and
Just one more.
Yeah, and it is that whole thing, exactly what you've just said, for a lot of people nowadays, especially a lot of people that we all know, that, you've got one more day.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same as yesterday. You probably will have a really shit day at some point, but the next day is probably going to be the most bliss of your life. Or it could be, but you've got one more day to find that out.
Tomorrow's a blessing. That's how you got to see it. Like, you're still alive. If you make it to tomorrow, it's a blessing, and then the following day becomes a blessing.
Isn't it crazy how everyone looks at life at like that bit differently?
Yeah,
because like you look at it, tomorrow's a blessing. You might look at it a life a different way. Derek might look at life a bit of a different way.
I look at it as tomorrow's a Monday and I'm going to work.
Yeah, but it's a blessing at the same time.
Yeah, no,
at least you've got a job.
Yeah.
That's one of that, and it's a job that you like.
Yeah,
You've already won 90% of the battle. But like we were saying, tomorrow's a blessing. You've got work tomorrow. I always look at it as, can you change it? Yes.
Tomorrow?
No, I'm not sorry. I'm just saying a quote.
Oh, right.
Interrupting. Fucking rude.
Sorry.
It's, can you change it? Yes. Don't worry about it then. Can you change it? No. Don't worry about it then. And I'm living off that now. If I can change it, that's fine. A time will come and I'll do whatever I need to do to make the difference. If I can't change it, why am I going to worry then?
Why are you spending probably?
Yeah.
It can equate to. I think I've seen something along that lines. If you worry of the same topic for like a year each day, it will add up to like 5 years of your life that you've worried about this thing that actually doesn't mean anything.
I made the mistake of letting
Do you know what I mean?
the whole father thing get to me for like 10 plus years. So
Would you say it's a mistake though?
yeah,
So the use of the word
I let it hold me
mistake.
back. I let it hold me back. Like,
What was it holding you back from?
from what I wanted to do?
And what
you know
was
what
that?
I mean? Like when you wanted me to come out for a meal with you, Luke, and whoever else.
Yeah.
I was having bad days and I didn't want to go out and socialise. But say if I actually did, I would have enjoyed myself. I would have got out of that mindset.
Yeah.
But I allowed myself to stay in and just be surrounded by negative thoughts.
Right. Question to that then.
Go on.
There was a lot of times we tried to get you out or we tried to message you and you would say, sorry, I've been asleep all day.
Yeah.
Were you actually asleep or were you sometimes you were asleep or was you not? Because I'm bad for like excuses and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I did work nights, didn't I?
Yeah.
So obviously I was sleeping during the day. But like I'd make up an excuse saying, oh no, I'm in work, but I weren't. Or like say if I've got a week off and I told you I'm in work.
Yeah.
You bastard.
No, literally, like it's the whole depression thing.
Yeah.
No,
Like I just
100%.
wanted.
Still
I
bastard
just-
like, but I completely understand.
A bastard with depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted my own space and my own time, just to collect my thoughts together and just be drowned in negative thoughts. That's how I seen it. I thought I deserved all them thoughts
Yeah.
to be surrounded in my head, but in fact I didn't.
Would you say being alone then was... Obviously, you've gotten a lot better over the years of handling
Yeah.
all of this, and you are a lot more social. But would you say back then that being alone was the right move to handle all of that?
No. I thought being alone was a punishment and I deserved that punishment.
See, I think about that differently. I think that you have to be alone to get through stuff because that's where you're most honest with
That's
yourself.
how I see it now, but
Yeah.
back then I thought of it as a punishment because like no one deserves to know what I'm going through,
Yeah.
and I didn't open up. But the way I see being alone now, I see it as like time to gather my thoughts and think more positively in the right direction, and not like trying to bring me down and such. I do have time to myself some days, and I do appreciate the time to myself. But at the same time, like, I get some days where, like, I go, you know, I could do with Katie here, I could do with James here, I could do with Luke here, I could do with Lewis here, I could do with Taft here. You know, some days like that, I could do with everyone around me sometimes. But in fact, I'm just alone. So, yeah.
And by alone, you mean physically alone there? Because
Yeah, just me,
Kate's
myself,
probably in
and I.
work or something at that moment.
Yeah, I get Kate's in work sometimes, and like, I'm just alone in the house with the dog. I take the dog on a walk
Yeah.
sometimes, and I just think, fucking hell, I'm bored here, what do I do? And then I've just got, like, thoughts coming in my head saying, oh yeah, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Oh no, you deserve to be alone. And then I push that thought to the side and just be like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm gonna keep Marlo out till 10 o'clock. Kate's gonna come home at 10:30. I'll make dinner, then we'll go to bed, or like at 1 o'clock or something. So
for anyone who's, again, in that same position and is feeling alone, or they've got to feel alone, from your experience, what advice would you give to them in terms of to help them not be as alone?
Do something that distracts your mind and makes you not feel alone, like going on the game. Talk to someone, like on the phone, by text, or even FaceTime them if they're able to anyway. Go out, socialise, take the dog for the walk if you've got a dog, go to the shops if you've got a bit of money. Just go out, make an excuse to, you know, see someone even walking down the street. You know what I mean? Or go and see your parents if you're living away from home. Like, if you live down the road from them, just go see them, go see your family. And just bring up an excuse to yourself just to go and see someone. So that's what I think anyway. Or just, like, make an excuse to do something. Like, oh yeah, I'll wash up. It distracts myself from being alone and crowding myself with negative thoughts. That's how I wish I'd done it back then, but I didn't.
I think a way, it might not at all, it might just be me clutching at straws, but I think a way that you could even take it another step, instead of saying, all right, I'm going to make an excuse and get up and take Mal for a walk. I think if you change that word excuse to action, you do a lot. You look at that even better. I'm going to take action now. I'm going to take control of what's going on.
Yeah, it's like an excuse, also an action. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just going to sit in your ass all day and do nothing, there's an excuse. Yeah, take Marlo for a walk, go out, socialise, get a bit of fresh air, touch the grass. You know what I mean?
But to be honest though, you're in an area in Larne where you've got a lot of nature nearby.
Yeah.
And being in nature, even though it can be horrible, wet, windy, muddy and stuff like that, you still get a sense of, fresh.
Yeah.
This is boss.
Oh,
and that makes you feel like a human.
I just can't go near a farm with Marlo because she's a farm dog, isn't she? A border collie. She'd try and herd the bloody cows and sheep, so I can't take it anywhere near.
You're doing the farmer a job.
And you record it. And you send it to us.
I'll try.
I can back that.
Yeah.
You're doing the farmer a good deed. He doesn't have to do that.
If he doesn't come up with a shotgun and blow me
give
off.
his dog a day off, do you know what I mean? Fair play. No, it is true, and I do think there's a lot going on at the moment. You know, the more I kind of see on social media every day, you don't know what people are going through for a starter.
No.
And then you know, most people probably would sit there and feel like they're alone. So it is good advice to have an excuse or have an action to, you know, you've still got this life, you're still burning, you've still got one more day, so do something with it rather than just sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. Yes, all of this shit is happening, but how can you turn that shit into something productive and something that's going to help you overcome it?
Yeah, 100%.
So that is the way forward to go with it. There's no point moping around, is there? Like, there's no point, and no matter how hard it is, we've all been there before, where we've had days where we're down, we're sad, we're a bit depressed or whatever, majorly depressed, we're upset, we're crying, whatever it is. It doesn't get us anywhere. Like, would you rather do that sat in the same spot or do it while getting up and going somewhere? Like, that's it's the way I look at it, to be honest.
You got to take action.
You do? You need to take action, lad. No excuses, action. Yeah.
Literally.
One thing I always wanted to know then was, have you ever tried to help out anyone else? when they've gone through shit?
I've tried to give advice from my own personal experience.
Because we were talking about earlier on about like, as you gone through your stuff, bad decisions. That one really caught my eye so your quote was how mental health could lead you to bad decisions in life.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. For what bad decisions?
So there was a time where I was deeply in a rut.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was no way out. So I got up one day, got a shower, and basically went out just to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And thought of not returning. And then someone rang me, and then I went back. I was literally going to kill myself that day. If I did not get that phone call, I would have. I would not be here.
Really?
100%.
So what was going on? Because there's normally like a lead up, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
yeah. It was stuff with past relationships and obviously with my father. Just everything just got to me. School weren't the best. I was in college at the time, actually. I was getting somewhat bullied in college. And I just thought, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just going to go through my life getting bullied. I'm not going to be loved by anyone, so what's the fucking point? So I just got up one day, went out, I thought of not returning. But if it didn't get that phone call, then, you know, I wouldn't be here.
No, man. Like, that's another thing. Like, I didn't know about you, I don't know about anyone else, but that's it's a bit of a take back. Because, like, I don't know how to say it. It still amazes me, and I will always use that term, it amazes me how many people go through it and go through the same stuff, and you never know who's doing it. Like, 100%. Think about the amount of people that you walk past that day, and not one person had a clue. Don't expect them to.
No, it's all like hidden behind, isn't it? Or by like a cover. You know, I always woke up with a mask, like a smiling mask. I thought I woke up with a mask saying, "Oh yeah, everything's okay. I'm happy. I'm just a kid." But behind it, I was like hurt. I was depressed. I was in a rut. I didn't see a way out.
Going back to what happened then, where you went out, got the phone call, then you returned. How did you feel after you returned? Because it's like an adrenaline rush in the sense that I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this. But then once you sit back, you're like, shit, like, I've never just done that.
Obviously, I was panicking, thinking, did anyone fucking see me, like, go out? But at the same time, I felt important to someone because I got a phone call. Like, I was obviously remembered by someone. And yeah, I felt better in a sense because, like, one person remembered me on that day. Like, and if I died, like, if I actually went through with what I wanted to do, what would it solve? So
that is the question.
Yeah. But I'm glad that I didn't. Anyway, I'm glad that I didn't follow through with what I wanted to do at the time.
I mean, thanks for stating the obvious, lad, because...
I think we're all thankful.
Yeah.
Did we know each other by that point?
Yeah.
I was going to say, then I would never would have got to meet you. But we would never be here today. You never would have met Kate. You never would have took a leap of faith. Never would have had Marlow.
Yeah.
But also one of them, I'm not saying you ever would go down that path. I don't know that you're in a much better place, but for anyone listening, you could be that one person to someone. So if you're just making that decision of, I don't want to be here anymore, it could, and I don't want it to sound like guilty or whatever, but think about the other people in your life as well. Like, you could be someone's saviour without even knowing it, but you think that no one wants you in their life.
Yeah.
So
100%. So I'm taken back. Obviously, it's the first time you've really probably let that out. And,
yeah.
You know, I'm sat on a podcast with two very close people to me who've both been through the same kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And the same actions. Obviously, you, from what you've just said, and you've been very open and honest about the day you wanted to as well. And I think that is right. You've got so much. I know there's so much that you have personally helped me through. And the same to you. And, you know, to stem off what you're saying, you are someone else's comfort.
Yeah.
In a sense, do you know what I mean? Like, I know if I've got issues, both of you sat here is who I'd typically go to. It is right to be selfish in terms of you are, that person to someone else. And I think that's maybe a mental point where people can start thinking, yes, I'm going through all of this shit, but I'm also making somebody else's life better, even though mine is currently shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I'm sorry you went through that. That's all I can say.
It's sad. I'm not going through it anymore, am I? So, but to be fair though, I was in that mindset again in, I think it was June this year. And if Kate didn't stop me from walking out that door to go to work, I would have walked in front of a train. Yeah. To go to work in Belfast and by the SSE. I would have walked in front of that train. I even got on the phone to my work saying, I'm sorry, I can't come in. My head's just fucked. I can't get on the train. And I put the phone down. So, yeah. But, Kate has saved my life in many ways, more than one. And other than that, situation where if I walked out that door to go to work, I would have walked in front of a train. She's been my rock, literally, and I know I haven't done as much for her as as I wanted to. I do appreciate everything that she's done for me currently and that she continues to do for me in everyday life. So I just hope I can man up in a sense and be the person that she wants me to be and that I can be for her as well. I do believe that I'm doing my best, as I said before, but I feel like I can do better as well.
I think that's where just bluntly, you're going wrong. You're saying about you need to man up, but you don't. You're doing everything you need to, and that's why I want to start this thing and get the messages out there that it's not about manning up. It's about just doing your best.
Yeah.
And that's always what you can do.
That's what Miss Owen said at the Leavers Assembly, didn't she?
Yeah.
Always do your best.
Yeah.
It is, I think, what Lou is saying, though, is the term man up. In today's society, it is pretty much men step up, stop being, a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do this. But you look at it from an outside point of view, you've gone through something so drastic that if I was to tell you to just man up, doesn't even comprehend or fix anything that you're actually going through. It actually makes it 10 times worse. So what Lou is right in saying that the term man up needs a change, because you don't need to man up to do better for Kate. You don't need to man up to fix the relationship with her mum.
No.
Do you know what I mean? All you need to do is recognise that you can be better and put other people above your needs.
Yeah,
and just do that. And that's all it is. There's no man up about it, because a man should not have the responsibility, in my eyes, to do all of this stuff. It's just you. And that is the bottom line. No matter if you're, a man or a female or however you identify. Nowadays, you just have to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that is the most simplistic way of putting that.
Agreed.
Rather than man up.
Yeah, because I think man up is killing more men than doing better. If that makes sense.
100%. Yeah. I think it just makes you push down a lot more than opening up. From a friend perspective, I wish that I'd known this a lot sooner.
No.
And that's not on you. That's just that I wish I knew this happening a lot further. But the term man up just makes you feel like I'm not going to share. I'm going to push that as far down as possible. Try not to feel like that again. Not really deal with it.
Yeah.
And plod along.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not taking every day as it comes. You're literally just, you go into the next day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just going because you need to. And you think that's the right thing. You're not actually waking up every day going, I've dealt with my shit. I've become the best version possible, and I'm taking every day to move forward.
Yeah. I'm going to pinpoint something off what you just said there by doing your best and, doing what you can in day to day. And become the best version of yourself. Say if you are the best version of yourself, me personally, the one thing that always takes me down from the highest level all the way to rock bottom again is being compared to my father. I've I thought Kate said at one time, I've told Kate everything about what happened with my father and what he's done in the past.
I think you've told me this, actually, thinking about it. Didn't you have an argument?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
And I thought she said that, oh, you're just like your father.
Yeah.
She didn't. But I took that from what I personally heard, and I went AWOL. Like, I packed my things, ready to leave, to walk out the house and probably not return to
come back home to Liverpool.
Yeah, back home to Liverpool, yeah. And again, she stopped me from doing something drastic and quick thinking without even thinking about it. And I took my bag off, I took my coat off, sat down for 5 minutes. I was literally crying with tears rolling down my eyes saying, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad. You know, stuff like that. So I had 5 minutes, then like I got up and went out, and I went to some fucking cash thing and spent 20 quid just to distract myself for a bit. And I came back with a fresh mind, and me and Kate weren't on talking terms for a while, like, but we did end up speaking that night. So
I think people need to normalise that, though. You're two very different people, and I know I, you know, suffer from it from a few times in my own relationship where I don't take into perspective the other person's opinion, where they're coming from, what they're saying, and it's okay not to talk and take time to yourself. But as long as you guys are, you know, moving forward and respecting each other's perspectives every time you talk, or every time you get into these situations, that's all that matters. Do you know what I mean?
It's impossible to be on good terms 24/7. We have to just clarify that. It's impossible.
Like,
and you need them times.
we all haven't been on good terms, have we? Not 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's times where I've been annoyed at you. You haven't been in my back books, or like you've been annoyed with me.
What the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean?
I was always the peacekeeper. It's like me and him. When I first met, I hated them.
Yeah, same with me.
Then we became friends, but I hated them.
Same with me.
Yeah, it was just a known thing. Everyone who met me the first time hated me.
Hey.
Derek sat over there smiling his head off because he was in the same boat.
Lewis's ego's massive, isn't it?
Still is,
Bigger
mate.
than his head.
Yeah, bigger than his bloody head.
I did have a big ego back
Still
then.
bloody do, what you mean?
I'm just more likeable nowadays.
It's because he hasn't got longer.
That's it.
Yeah.
And doesn't walk around with his Bible.
Just have to throw that in there.
Don't look like a bird anymore.
It's alright, no one's probably watching at this point. It's probably just the people that are part of the show.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I don't really know where else to go because I'm proper taken back by that. I'm not going to lie, I full on teared up when you were telling me that.
About what?
About you before but June.
Everything.
Yeah, I full on teared up. I was a bit
I'm
speechless.
sorry.
It's alright.
You don't need to be sorry.
Yeah.
It's just, I hope, and I hope a lot of people who, if they are at this point in the podcast, take away, you know, to open up.
Yeah,
that
no,
bit extra.
100%, yeah.
Because I know, I hope, and I'm pretty sure Lewis feels the same, that we would have known that a lot sooner.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And that's no fault to you. I just hope if people are listening and watching that they open up a lot sooner than they need to.
No, that's something like I would advise someone to do, just to open up to someone. It's got to be the right person though. It's got to be someone that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
It has to be because you're making yourself vulnerable.
Yeah, no.
But it's one of
100%.
them, like, I hope that you can take from this, I don't know, like, we haven't saw each other for a long time or not. You've got your stuff going on, so does James, so do I. We're all busy in our own way.
Yeah.
That's life, unfortunately. That's always what it's going to be. But I hope that you know after this, you've got more than just Kate.
No, I know
really
we do. I know we do. It's... Sorry. It's just when I'm over there, I just feel like I currently have Kate. Before the whole situation with before, like I moved back, before I left, sorry, I had Kate, a mum, her family,
Yeah.
you know, so on. I've just got her over there. I feel like I've just got her. And then when I'm on the game, I feel like I've got the boys again, you know what I mean? But yeah, I am happy with just Kate, don't get me wrong. But it's the sense of, I know everyone's just a phone call away. I could do with them being there as well.
And that's completely understandable. But then it's one of them. Do you start getting more people in your life from Larne? going to places?
No, I am planning on doing that, yeah. But like another thing that affected my mental health personally, and this is not a dig at you or like any of my friends, just in case.
I just roll up my sleeves.
It is a dig at you.
I know.
And I'm fully on board for this.
None of them like wanted to come over and see me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's completely understandable.
Like I understand that they didn't have time. They got a life. They got friends or like stuff going on with partners or whatever. But none of them like said, "Oh, Ryker, do you want me to come over?" They all, like everyone always asks me, "Oh yeah, when you next coming over, by the way?" Like I have to make the effort with them. They can't make the effort with me, and that's what I hated. It's always me having to make the effort with everyone.
It's not a dig, that's true.
It is too.
Yeah, because I can't remember the last time I ever asked, are you free this weekend? I'm thinking about coming over.
Yeah. But
100% true.
If you book in advance, it's only an 18 quid for the plane ticket.
No.
So,
Is that return or just a single?
single.
So it's 36 quid.
Yeah, you can get a return ticket for not even 40 quid.
Do you want to share it? 20 quid each.
You were there, I come back.
Well, I could go there because I could just stay with Ash's family in the spare room.
No, I really like that. You messaged me about coming over. I appreciated that, but like I'm just gutted that like I weren't there because I moved back to Liverpool.
Exactly. So he's moaning, saying about people aren't coming over. When they do, he goes back to Liverpool.
No,
Sorry,
but I mean like that was only
shit friends.
that was in August, wasn't it? That you went over?
Yeah, in August.
I already moved back over.
What's your fault, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair, he had the whole 10 months.
That sounds like a you problem.
Ow, okay.
I was doing this, and I was doing stuff.
Sounds like an excuse, though.
Man up.
Yeah, man up, lad.
Wow.
No, yeah.
I know. I don't know where else to take it because we've covered everything that you did say. We've been run for 140, so
I mean,
if you got anything else,
No.
outro.
Just
just sign off. You got anything else that you want to bring up?
Nah, I'm good, man. Yeah.
You got any questions?
Nope.
Nothing at all. Well, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me on.
I'm so happy that you've came on, and I really hope that us three move forward a bit more closer now, to be honest. And not just because this is good for us, I hope that it's helped us realise it.
No, of course.
Yeah. Jay, thanks for being a co-host. I've actually really enjoyed him. I'm going to ask him to do more if he's free.
Yeah.
Because his driver's book, so we can't go to golf. Yeah. But thanks for everyone that's watched today or listening today. It's been an absolute great episode, and it's been really emotional, to be honest, this one. It has been absolutely good. So until next time, peace out.